We Love It Raw.
Hi, this is We Love It Raw with A.S. Caldero, Chris Corey, The Future, and V-Ness. Please subscribe, listen, share, tag, make people hear this. This is a great show. Thank you guys. We love you.
We love it raw.
We love it raw. Oh, you dig it? We love it raw. WrestleMania 31. Where was this?
Levi
Stadium in the West Side. Let me tell you, without jumping ahead, just in general, this is one of my favorite WrestleManias that I've ever seen. And I am here with Chris Corey, The Future. What did you think about this year's WrestleMania 31?
I give it a 10 out of 10. I give it a 10 out of 10. It was, in my opinion, the best WrestleMania I've seen in years. Because
that's fair. That's fair to say.
There was a lot.
It's definitely, since I started watching the last 2 years, this one is better than the last two previous
ones. This one had me on the edge of my seat all night on Sunday. It was good.
So, briefly, I'm going to talk about the 4-way tag team match for the tag team match, the tag team titles. It was okay, but it was just a stunt-a-thon. Next is the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. At the end, it was Miz, Mizdow, and The Big Show.
Yeah.
Turned out Mizdow turns on Miz.
About time.
And Mizdow loses anyway to The Big Show.
But he put up a fight, though.
It was interesting because you didn't know which way they were going.
I was hoping Mizdow would have won, but we all knew it was going to be a Big Show.
And like I mentioned earlier, Alex Riley was in that match.
I have to watch it again.
It's just so much.
So many people in
It was so bright at that moment.
Yeah, I got to watch it again.
The sun was, by the way, the sun was ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
WrestleMania 31.
You can expect that on the West Coast. It's like that all the time on the West Coast.
Because last year was awesome. It was dark.
Because you were in the Superdome.
Also, the year before, New York, New Jersey area. That, like, I don't know, the lighting was the worst part about WrestleMania. But that being said, it was, as you said, 10 out of 10. I also agree.
Oh, yeah.
That, if I had any complaints, that's my complaint about it.
That's about the only thing I have to say, but other than that...
So, jumping into the actual WrestleMania, the Intercontinental title match. It was a stunt-a-thon. It did have its spots. I think I enjoyed it, but honestly, it was vague to me, and I don't remember it that much.
It was.
I'm happy of the results, and the winner is
the Yes Movement, Daniel Bryan.
Yes, 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 and I agree because you need someone to elevate this important title that needs to be elevated.
Plus, it gives him a chance to get built back up to main event status again. And then maybe you have him win the Rumble next year in 16.
You know what's a cool thing that I thought about? Here's two scenarios. One, Daniel Bryan goes and does like the Ultimate Warrior does.
Oh, what he did at WrestleMania.
With Hogan?
Yeah.
And he wins both.
What they did at WrestleMania 6.
Don't you think that'd be cool? Because no one's done it since.
No.
And it's a different body type. It's a different wrestler.
Yeah.
So don't you think? And second scenario, both him and John Cena, they have a long reign, and then they do a match for both belts.
Like a combination type of match.
Like
right?
one guy won a match, let's say SummerSlam.
Right.
Let's just say, that's a little stretch, but let's just say for argument's sake. And imagine either Daniel Bryan or John Cena with both belts. Don't you think that'll elevate both belts?
I think it would.
And just the fact that that pay-per-view itself is going to be awesome. The Intercontinental Champion, Daniel Bryan versus...
It would be good, but here's the thing I have to say about that. You don't need to elevate the Intercontinental title as much. You need to elevate the United States title.
I disagree. I think the United States title at this moment means more than the Intercontinental.
No. The Intercontinental title has been around, I think, a little bit longer.
But I said right now, because of the Rusev thing.
Okay, because of the Rusev thing, yes. But if you're talking in general, elevate the United States title a little bit more. Because if you want to do what you think they want to do, it's like...
No, that's what I wish. I don't think it's going to happen.
It could happen, but it's a far stretch, like you said.
So those are the two scenarios, and I think it's awesome. It was an awesome choice. Who else are you going to give the Intercontinental Championship?
I would have given it to
And it should be at least... I think Dean is... I agree.
I would have given it to Dean Ambrose.
That's what my thought was. I was like, if Dean or Daniel Bryan wins, I won't be mad.
If Truth would have won, I would have been like, you got to shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been happy with anyone else. It was either Dean or
I would
Daniel.
have taken Ziggler again.
But
how many more times
he's okay. I just don't...
But how many more times are you going to put him as Intercontinental
Yeah, and they
champion?
switched it too much with him back and forth.
Maybe you put Ziggler as the United States champion. You could do that.
Yeah, they should maybe switch it up. Maybe Ziggler needs to turn heel because...
He's not coming in as a babyface.
Yeah, he's not. He's too, like, the show off. You can't be a humble...
I'm not show off.
You can't be a humble show off.
No. So
it's weird. The next match, which I have to say, is the Viper. Randy Orton, third generation superstar, versus the future, as we have on the show, Seth Rollins, the architect of the Shield.
I was gonna say, don't give away.
The destructor of the Shield.
Okay, yes.
Versus each other in an epic battle, which I must say, it was done bright out, but they made up in the ring talent.
Oh yeah.
And the match was off the chains.
Oh, it was, especially that RKO.
The RKO that he gave to one of the J&J security guys.
Oh, that was good.
And also, as you're mentioning, the final RKO was crazy.
Oh, man.
And as JBL said, one of the best RKOs ever.
Definitely.
If
look
not
how high
the greatest.
because look how high Rollins was.
So the description is Seth Rollins setting up for the curve stomp, his famous, infamous move that he's been doing even in the indie circuit.
Mm-hmm.
It sets up. Randy Orton lifts him with his back into the air, lands him with the RKO out of nowhere.
That was gorgeous.
I
give that RKO a 5 out of 5.
And so far, like, in my perspective watching WrestleMania, even the pre-show matches were good.
Yeah.
And even we're up to the second match and we're like, wow.
Yeah.
So Randy Orton takes the victory on that one. And that was just like a great way to bring Randy back in a big way.
Retribution was set.
That was a long time coming for Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
The next thing that I want to talk about is not only monumental but legendary. Two company
and it was something
anchors.
And it was something we thought we never ever.
Let me introduce them. First, we have Sting, the icon.
The 6-time WCW champion. And
basically the one-man army for WCW.
Yeah, he was the face of that company from its inception to its demise in 2001.
And I keep hitting this nail on the head. It's too bright out to have Sting coming out. But I'm still, it's Sting.
But
let's do this.
Let me tell you one thing. With Sting, though, his entrance and all that, it's okay. Why aren't they having him do what they did in WCW when they have him, like, up in the rafters and then having him come down like what he used to do in WCW? Why don't they do that in WWE?
I know why.
Because of the whole thing with Owen Hart, right?
Exactly that. Did you know that everyone stopped doing it after that, including Sting?
I know it's a risk, but I say bring it back one time.
I think if you were gonna do it,
Sunday would have been the perfect time to do it.
I don't know. I think the lighting would have not done it justice anyway.
I don't know.
The lighting sucked.
It's tough to say.
And then we have the Gaminator.
Oh, that was a good entrance.
Triple H coming out with the Terminator
Yep, the
entrance.
13
He even had
champion.
Arnold in the video.
Yep. Saying,
It was
WrestleMania. I'll be back.
It was a big match. And Chris Corey, talk about the ins and outs of this
Oh,
match.
the ins and outs. I went through a time warp. I went back.
Motions went up and down on this match.
Oh, my God.
And what a best comparison that I can use for this match is, this match wasn't the most technical match, but it was just a good story.
Yeah.
They're good storytellers in the match. They did a lot of key moments that the fans, like the Hulk Hogan and Rock match. It wasn't a lot of fancy stuff going on, but the crowd and the feeling of what was happening in the ring.
I went back, I would say 19 years, back to 1996, when the Monday Night Wars started. When you saw first the DX Army come out and help Triple H, which you knew.
Break it down!
I mean, that was.
I jumped out of my seat.
Oh, I was on the edge of my seat when that happened, and as that match goes on, you hear the NWO come out.
And by the way, you say DX, it's Billy Gunn,
Road Dogg,
and X-Pac.
And then there's a little twist with the whole DX thing. We're going to get to that in a little bit. But then, you had the NWO. The original 3 NWO come out. Hogan, Hall, and Nash.
NWO.
And like I told you, it brought me back 19 years, back to 1996. When Hogan turned on WCW at the Bash at the Beach pay-per-view.
And isn't it a little surprising, don't you think? Because NWO was never cool with Sting.
No.
Also, on the other side of that coin, he was in the Wolfpack.
Near the end, of, I would say, the whole thing with the NWO, because this is a little off topic, but I'll tell you right now, the NWO, while it had its high moment back in the 90s, it expanded too much. You had almost the entire roster.
When they expanded too many people, they lost the essence of the original 3.
Yeah, that's what killed
They should have kept it to basically the Big Man, Big Show.
Sexy. Yeah, Big Sexy.
No, I'm saying they should have kept Big Show and X-Pac, and that's it.
Yeah.
Like as the other guys.
I mean,
and closed it.
Yeah.
And closed it.
I mean, it's a little off topic, but it got too big for his britches. It was bad. I mean, and that's what demised WCW. But fast forward 19 years now, 2015 at Wrestlemania in San Jose at Levi Stadium, you had the original 3 members of the NWO against the DX Army. And this is another far-fetched, but a lot of people on Facebook Sunday said it too.
DX versus
the NWO.
It was trending worldwide. DX versus NWO.
And a lot of people want to see that match happen. Will it happen? It's a far-fetched, it's a far cry, but I want to see it.
My argument with Chris is that the whole NWO is unable to fight. If they had to take an impact test, they would all fail. And the only one that I honestly think would pass, if they even could, is Kevin Nash. Hogan has already taken impact tests, and it hasn't worked out for him. Scott Hall is a mess.
Oh, yeah, with that drugs and the alcohol thing, yeah.
He's never been the same after a certain point.
Mm-hmm.
And let's be honest, he was never gonna hit that razor's edge.
No,
he was never gonna lift them.
No,
never.
No.
I thought it was slick to set it up.
Yeah,
but you knew he was never gonna.
The crowd got into it.
He did the whole.
Yeah,
the whole
I was
razor.
thinking, he's gonna do it.
Put his hands
He's
up.
gonna do the whole. He's gonna do the razor's edge. And I was saying to myself, no, fail. But
And it's basically WWE's anchor faction versus WCW's anchor
your
faction.
yeah.
And that was the first time that ever happened.
It was good.
It was really epic. And the kid in me really just jumped out of my seat.
Yo, I was on the phone with mad people Sunday, especially
Crazy.
Joe, and I was like, yo, I'm going back 19 years. They're like, yeah, I know. And when I talked to Joe, and Joe was like, what do you mean back 19 years? I go, dude, the NWO and the DX Army are colliding at WrestleMania. We got the Monday Night Wars in full effect. He goes, are you serious? I'm like, dude, I wouldn't lie to you. I was in awe. I thought, perfect setup. Perfect time to do it. Perfect time to relive the memory. And for those who didn't see it, check it out on the network. You'll be awed. I mean, the result made me happy, but shocked in the process as well.
And all I know is that, and that was an epic collision, but you hear some music. And to be more specific, some sweet chin music.
Oh yeah, with Shawn Michaels. Or
The final piece to the DX Army.
Yep.
The originator of the DX members.
And he failed at that sweet chin music though. He failed.
Yeah, it was kind of a miss.
He couldn't
It
even
was
get
too. It was too bright out.
He couldn't get
He
the
missed
leg.
it.
He couldn't get the leg up. I think the sun got on Shawn Michaels' eye or something. He was like, yeah.
Yep. Pretty much.
But like I said, the end
He
result
missed-
of that
missed
whole
with the
thing.
leg.
I mean, that whole end result. I was happy because my boy won Triple H.
By the way, shocked that Triple H won.
Yeah.
And actually, I was telling my older brother, I was like, he's lost like 5 years in a row, or 3 years in a row, 4 years in a row at least, right?
No,
you
he
think
won,
about
He won 29. He won against Brock Lesnar.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that's true. I forgot about. I thought he lost. For
No,
a
he
second.
beat Brock Lesnar.
I think Brock got more wins, but Triple H won at Mania.
Yes, because Hunter won at MetLife 2 years ago.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's
He
true.
lost last year to Daniel Bryan, and now he won this year. So he's not on a losing streak. Because you thought he lost at 29. No, he won.
Yeah, I'm mistaken.
Yeah, he won
I
at
forgot
29.
that part.
Yeah, he won.
That's true. That's true. But the ending of them shaking hands.
I thought that was really nice. Yeah,
I didn't know.
Branch.
I don't know how to feel about that. I feel like if it goes somewhere, then
But like you said, that handshake. A lot of people are saying with that handshake, the olive branch was extended, and you closed the book on a historic Monday Night War that basically, in everybody's opinion, re-revolutionized the way you see wrestling today. Without that Monday Night War, you wouldn't have a WWE. You wouldn't have a WrestleMania 31. Or SummerSlam, Extreme Rules, or whatever. You wouldn't have it. But like I said, it was a great moment to see it relived.
a lot of up and down moments, like as far as your emotions going up and down, up and down. But the next quick, it's unfortunate that the Divas don't get the
Enough
Divas
attention.
title match at WrestleMania. I think that's a little weird. But we have AJ Lee
The frenemies.
and Paige,
The frenemies.
two of my favorites, versus the Bella Twins, which are good in their own right.
Speaking of the Bella Twins, on that last episode of Total Divas, right? Did they really sign the contract to stay with the WWE, or did they not sign, and are they going to be leaving? I was under the impression they were leaving.
I don't think so. I doubt it.
Okay.
Well, anyways, I always enjoy a Divas match,
But this one didn't really catch me.
but it was nothing on the line.
No.
It felt like it has no importance.
It was just, you know
It's
what?
hard to be invested in a match with no
It
importance.
was like this. Let's just put that match in there
To give them something.
to waste a little bit of time.
And it's like, you gotta give them something, so here's this.
Exactly. Like,
But I don't understand, man. is, NXT does such an awesome job. And it's kind of like I watch NXT just to watch a diva fight more than 3-4 minutes.
You were telling me that earlier tonight.
And it's kind of like you're watching NXT just to watch divas. Pretty much. To get what you're not getting from Raw, you have to watch NXT. It's kind of like everything that you're not getting from a champion. Like Sasha Banks is a defending, fighting champion all the time.
But here's my question I'm going to ask you. Will you ever see her on the main roster?
She will, but I think that she should be reigning as the women's champion right now.
Okay.
And she should kick ass at NXT because she gets more experience, more time in the ring, and let her just develop her character more.
Exactly. But getting back to what we were saying about WrestleMania and the Divas, it was a waste. It was just like, you know what, let's just put this match in there, yada, yada, yada. Waste a little bit of time, yada, yada, yada. Let the sun go down on the West Coast. Let the sun go down at Levi Stadium.
So I must announce the attendance record for WrestleMania 31 is
76,976 people. A new outdoor attendance record for any type of WrestleMania event.
announced by
The Authority.
Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. Helmsley. And an interruption comes. And who do you pray tell is that?
Unfortunately, The Rock.
Yes,
Who had no business to stick his nose in The Authority. Okay?
So you're not feeling The Rock coming
No, I'm an authority type of guy. I respect the authority. I praise the authority.
But The Rock can't hit a woman, so what do you think happened?
You get the most dangerous woman in the UFC division.
I believe her last match, she defeated her in 17 seconds. 12 seconds. That's even crazier.
Nothing has been ever done like that in UFC. Not even a guy can knock out another guy like that in 12 seconds. You're talking the best women's bantamweight champion in the history of Ultimate Fighting. Ronda Rousey, a 28-year-old judo black belt. Inside the WWE ring, confronting the principal owner of the WWE, which, by the way, I'm going to go off on this if you don't mind.
Go off.
Ronda Rousey had no business touching a McMahon. You ruined your career. You touch a McMahon, you pay dearly. Okay? Remember what I told you. And this goes for you too, Rock. You had no business talking to Triple H's wife. Okay? That's the McMahons. The authority, respect them, praise them.
The next thing that happens is they're in the ring and Ronda says any ring that she's in, she owns. Any ring she's in, she owns. You have to understand that.
Please. You really think this is the UFC ring, Ronda? Come on. This is the WWE. This is where the big boys play. Besides UFC, of course.
You have to understand that she is the female Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I've heard that.
So we need her to come here now.
No.
I need her to plant a seed at SummerSlam so we get her next year.
God.
Are we getting Triple H Stephanie versus The Rock and Ronda?
And the authority will
WrestleMania 32?
win. The authority will win that match.
We gotta fill that 100,000 in WrestleMania.
Yeah, in AT&T
We need to
Stadium.
fill that up and break another record. And isn't that breaking WrestleMania 3's
Yeah,
record?
93,000.
This is shattering that.
Oh, by 7,000 or more. Maybe even 10,000 more.
It's not by 1,000. It's not by 2,000.
You're talking
It's
10.
by a substantial
You're talking
amount.
maybe 10, 20 grand. But let me just say one more thing about this whole thing: Rock, Rousey, Hunter, Stephanie.
And she flipped Triple H around.
I was agitated when that happened. I mean,
she flipped him. And Stephanie went off.
And you lay your hands on the Authority. I mean, come on.
And she twisted Stephanie like a pretzel.
Yeah.
Tied her up.
No.
And showed her who's boss. Whatever ring she's in.
She does not.
She's the beast incarnate. That's
now let me ask our fans this question. I want you guys to use the hashtag on this. What we discussed earlier with Rousey, Rock, and the Authority. Do you want to see that match take place in Brooklyn at SummerSlam or AT&T Stadium, home of the boys, the house that Jerry built, at WrestleMania 32 in front of 100 and some odd thousand people? So, here's what I suggest. If you want it to happen at SummerSlam, put hashtag SummerSlam. If you want it to happen at WrestleMania 32, put a hashtag WrestleMania 32. I'm curious to see what people have to say.
Tell him. Rhonda, please tell me Rock didn't fill your head with all kinds of hopes and dreams about having some kind of WrestleMania moment. I mean, come on, it's not going to happen. It's ridiculous. Rhonda might be, and actually she is, the most dangerous unarmed woman on the planet. I truly believe that. Okay? She is the queen of the octagon. And in the world of MMA, I would absolutely never, ever try to mess with Ronda Rousey. I mean, I'd have to be foolish. But this is the squared circle. This is my ring. So Rhonda, unless you're gonna sit over there and enjoy WrestleMania like a nice little fan, why don't you get the hell out of my ring?
You need to understand something, Seth. Any ring I step into is mine. If you want me to leave, how about you make me?
Rhonda, I said get the hell out of my ring. Now!
Excuse the Rock for 1 second. I just have to tell you what that look means. That look, Steph, means that if you keep running your mouth, she's going to reach down your throat and pull your insides out and play jump rope with your fallopian tubes.
All right, I've had it with this whole friggin' thing right now. That's the last thing you're gonna say about my wife. You hear me?
I do hear you loud and clear. I couldn't agree more. It's the last thing I say.
Stephanie, please. Please don't, Stephanie. Stephanie, get out. Please, Stephanie. You're right, Stephanie's about to get mad.
What that is called being owned. And that is the biggest WrestleMania moment of the night. It's The Rock and Ronda Rousey laying the smackdown on your candy asses. It's this man with The Rock and Ronda is cooking.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the epic WrestleMania review from Levi Stadium in the Bay Area of San Francisco, California. As you just heard, The Rock and Ronda Rousey segment confronting with Triple H and Stephanie of the Authority, we now lead you into the return of the Deadman versus the new face of fear, Bray Wyatt.
Run.
And that match, I must say, took my breath away. because of the way The Undertaker looked. And he looked in much better shape than what he did last year in New Orleans. Moralic, more agile.
When he took off that robe or whatever it is, he was so much bigger than he was last year.
Mm-hmm.
So much more in shape.
And he had a lot more energy to him. And
He had like a regular hairstyle, but you know.
well, yeah. But the most epic part of that match was when Bray Wyatt did the spider walk towards The Undertaker, and Undertaker just sat up, looked him in the eye. Old, meet new. Past, meet present.
That solidified Bray Wyatt, that moment. That was Bray Wyatt's WrestleMania moment.
Big time. You're going against a legend.
And funny fact, that they never met before this match. They met in the ring for the first time. Bray Wyatt said in an interview with Peter Rosenberg that he met him but when he was a child. But he never met him again as an adult.
Well, now he did.
And now he has the pleasure of not only facing The Undertaker, but losing to The Undertaker.
Correct.
And it is an honor to lose to The Undertaker. It is a privilege. Same way Triple H lost to the Ultimate Warrior, it's a privilege to lose to someone to the stature of that person.
Yeah.
And it was a very solid match. And he brought it old school, Undertaker. He gave him all the moves. And he did not disappoint. And Undertaker did look way stronger than I thought he would.
He did.
And if it wasn't for the lights, it would have been awesome.
Yeah.
The entrance. Both of the Bray Wyatt and the Undertakers were very underwhelming.
That's the price you pay for being out in the West Coast, man.
Oh, my God. Watch that on the WWE Network. I cannot stress that any longer. But we have to talk about the main event.
The winner of the 2015 Royal Rumble, former WWE Tag Team Champion Roman Reigns against the reigning, defending, undisputed WWE Champion of the World, Brock Lesnar.
And this match started rough, and throughout the whole match was just a beating every single step of the way.
To Roman Reigns. Suplex City bitch.
Hashtag worldwide on Twitter. I couldn't have been happier watching Roman Reigns get suplex after suplex after suplex.
10 German suplexes. I mean, incredible.
I thought I enjoyed it with Cena. I think I enjoyed it more with Roman Reigns.
I was waiting for him to do 17 German suplexes, just to outdo what he did to Cena at SummerSlam.
That was serious.
But then Reigns got his second win. He started putting the pummeling to Roman to Brock. But wait, you thought it was going to be over after that. But wait, there's a silver lining to this match. Who should come out and make a bombshell to this match? The architect of the Shield, the destructor of the Shield, the future. He takes after me, of course.
Yeah, that happened.
Of the of the WWE, Mr. Money in the Bank, Seth Rollins.
From a struggle to the first NXT champion to finally coming in.
And making the match now for the WWE World Title a triple threat match. Unprecedented.
For the first time ever. This is history in the making.
At WrestleMania.
And he really came in at a good time when they were destroyed.
Yeah.
When they were both destroyed.
And me and my partner over here, we called it right place, just at the wrong time.
He cashed in at Mania. And as we said, he is now
the new reigning, defending, undisputed WWE Heavyweight Champion of the world.
And the way the match ended was so epic. Brock Lesnar having Seth for the F5.
Reigns giving him the spear.
Flying like a bullet.
Like a bullet, like the Amtrak bullet train heading from New York's Penn Station down to the fucking panhandle of Florida.
And that turned into curve stomp to Roman Reigns.
For the 1, 2, 3.
I was so happy. I don't remember being that happy for a championship for a new coming wrestler in a long time.
Yeah, right. You're right. I was really impressed.
Because recently, everyone that I've been excited about that was a champion is someone that was already established.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the first champion that I'm like, that he's a new guy and I'm behind.
Right.
That he's the champ.
I mean, to quickly iterate this, it looked like Reigns was going to win the title, but I'm glad they did not, and I'm glad they had Rollins do it because it was an architect move from him. But now, like I'm saying, Reigns lost, big stage, grand stage, the show of shows, the immortal of immortals. You're going to hit a low point now. You're going to come back, you're going to rise up. Summer Slam in Brooklyn. You win your WWE Championship from Seth Rollins. You hold it till I predict either the Rumble or Survivor Series, and you're going to lose it one more time to Brock. But what Brock did the very next night, we will go into in a little bit. But ladies and gentlemen, to close out this segment of WrestleMania, I have to say, one of the all-time best WrestleManias I've ever seen. On a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the best, 1 being the worst, I give it a full 10 out of 10.
We seriously feel like this is one of the best ever. Head to toe, every match was very, very well done.
Excellent.
And that is the end of our WrestleMania 31 review. And we will drop the audio introducing you to We Love It Raw. And you will know how pissed off Brock Lesnar is with this audio.
Take a listen as we jump into...
And we will
Raw.
elaborate when we come back from this
As
audio.
we jump into Raw is Brock.
And Walrus.
There you go.
My name is Paul Heyman, and I am the advocate for the most non-PG ass kicker of the PG era, Brock Lesnar! So let's talk about it. Let's get it out of the way. What happened last night at WrestleMania? My client, as we told you he would do, laid a beating on a Samoan badass, the likes of which no one had ever seen before at WrestleMania. My client took his hands, put them on the #1 challenger for the world title, and did nothing but suplex, 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 suplex him right through the canvas. Or, as my client Brock Lesnar said, Suplex City. So then Brock Lesnar got bored. Brock Lesnar was hungry. He wanted to go out for dinner. And Brock Lesnar says, "Good night, everybody." Takes Roman Reigns up on his shoulders. F5! And here comes slimy, disgusting little Seth Rollins. Who cashes in Money in the Bank, makes it a triple threat, curb stomps everyone in sight, and scores a pinfall on the challenger, not the champion, and scurries away the most undeserving WWE champion of anybody's lifetime. I got this. You all know my father was a prominent New York attorney, and I have apprised my client of his legal rights, that I can go to Sacramento, get an immediate injunction in the 7th Circuit Court. I can have the decision reversed. Seth Rollins will no longer be the winner. I will tie WWE up in litigation for the next 3 or 4 months, have the title held up. Unfortunately for me, my client Brock Lesnar thinks all lawyers are scumbags. And Brock Lesnar will not file an injunction, will not go to the 7th Circuit Court, does not want to tie up WWE in litigation. My client, Brock Lesnar, wants to invoke his rematch clause. And ladies and gentlemen, I have been authorized to tell you that rematch will not happen at SummerSlam, will not happen at next year's WrestleMania, will not happen at Extreme Rules, will not happen at Payback. That rematch clause is being invoked right here, right now, tonight!
You know, I just spoke with Stephanie McMahon before I came out here, and I'm feeling kind of jet lagged, to be honest, and hey, look, hey, and my foot kind of hurts a little bit from curb stomping you and Roman Reigns last night, so. I'm a fighting champion, and I'm going to give you your rematch. Just not tonight.
What? What on earth? Oh my God! Look out! Lesnar's got Rollins! Lesnar's got Rollins! Lesnar's got Rollins! And he can't watch Rollins! Leather's got.
Stop it right now! Put that man down, Brock. This is unnecessary. You will get your rematch. Put that man down. Put him down. Brock. Brock, your actions have consequences, and you know what? You're out of here. You're suspended. You know what? You're suspended indefinitely. Get out of my building now. Now, get out. Get out. Now. Now.
Stephanie, you just suspended former WWE World Heavyweight Champion Brock Lesnar.
Yes, I did.
Can you
Renee.
explain that decision?
Yeah, did you see what happened out there? Did you see what Brock Lesnar just did? He F5'd an innocent cameraman. Would you like that to have been you out there, Renee? I mean, what he did to JBL and to Booker T, and F5ing Michael Cole. I mean, Brock Lesnar endangered WWE employees, and I had no choice but to indefinitely suspend Brock Lesnar.
Will Brock Lesnar, will his actions affect his contractually obligated rematch against Seth Rollins?
You know, Brock Lesnar will get his rematch when I say he gets his rematch, but Brock Lesnar, actually, I think I need to hit Brock Lesnar where it hurts. I don't think suspending him is enough. Actually, I think I'm going to have to fine Brock Lesnar. I'm going to have to fine him for all of the damage, all of the property damage, the emotional distress of these employees. You know, and if Brock Lesnar thinks for just 1 second that he can go back to MMA, as he announced on SportsCenter, he just signed a contract with WWE. And you know what that means, Renee? That means I own that son of a...
We love it raw!
Ladies and gentlemen,
We
love it raw.
aka we love Brock Lesnar.
And now let me start by saying, ladies and gentlemen, my name is the Future, and alongside me is my partner in crime, Mr. Caldero. And ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce to you the man who single-handedly put the beating of a lifetime to Roman Reigns. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the Beast, Brock Lesnar!
And as you heard, everything that was cool about Raw was Brock Lesnar, destruction, mayhem, scaring everybody. So first, he demands a rematch for the title, and he looks like he's never looked before. Vicious look in his eye.
Oh, big time.
He looked like he was ready to go through anything and anyone to get a rematch.
Exactly.
And as Paul Heyman teased, first time Brock Lesnar will fight a match on Raw in over 10 years.
Yeah, in over a decade. Okay?
Over
a decade.
So I got chills when Paul Heyman said that.
But then Stephanie shows up and says, you know, Seth flew cross country after WrestleMania to head to Rockefeller Center to do an appearance on the Today Show, which I saw, which was mediocre. Then hopped on a plane to go back to San Jose, hence the site of the 2015 Hall of Fame, by the way, at the SAP Center in San Jose. So he went from San Valero County in San Francisco to Rockefeller Center, back to San Jose at the SAP Center for Monday Night Raw. Jet lag, so you say.
So, long story short, Seth Rollins sneaks his way and says, "You're not getting a rematch right
Because
now."
I'm jet lagged, I flew cross country to Rockefeller Center in New York City. Then I had to fly cross country back to San Jose for here to Raw. And plus my foot hurt from curb stomping you at WrestleMania.
So thanks to his well-paid friends J&J Security, he got away.
The Garden Gnomes.
And enhancing Brock Lesnar's destruction of everything and everyone.
Yeah, where do we start?
I want to start with flipping over the announce table. Booker T and JBL destroyed, stuck underneath.
Right.
Michael Cole running away like a little scared little girl.
Like a little bitch.
And he gets caught.
Oh, yeah. And he's pleading for his life. Like, don't do it to me. I had nothing to do with it. Yeah.
And Paul Heyman even begging Brock Lesnar to not do it.
Yeah, well, too late. He did.
And he gives him an F5.
A vicious F5.
Not only that, he gives a cameraman an F5.
Oh my God, where do I go with that one? I mean, literally.
Twice. Stephanie suspends him. So it's just like, not only she suspends him, but she's gonna find him. She's taking his money away, his precious money away. So that's kind of what he's all about, is his money. And she's taking that away from him. So I don't know. The destruction of everybody getting wielded out was a sight to see.
It brought you back to when the Nexus came back, made an appearance on Raw.
And it really felt like everything was just... And it really made me feel like the match was happening. I honestly felt...
I really did think so.
It had the banner of, this is the championship match. And I was like, wow, this is happening.
But I like what Stephanie said, though, to Renee Young when they came back from a commercial break. She goes, he thinks he can jump right into MMA. As he announced on SportsCenter, right before WrestleMania, he was talking to Michelle Beadle, host of Sports Nation on ESPN. And he said that he's calling it quits with MMA. He's closing the door on that chapter. He signed a deal with WWE the Monday, the Raw before WrestleMania. He signed a deal with Vince McMahon. Okay? So there you know. So there you go. Stephanie reiterated that to him. He goes, you signed the deal with WWE. So you know what that means? I own that son of a bitch!
Now you're a full-time worker. And now your ass is grass. And they're gonna smoke it! Putting a X-Pac reference.
Oh, wow, yeah. But that was basically the whole show right there.
It was all about Brock Lesnar.
There was nothing else going on. That's it. Raw was just Brock Lesnar.
It was just that.
It was Brock is Rock. There you go.
And it was just a sight to see. The whole thing. It was half the show was Brock Lesnar, to be honest with you. And no sign of Bray Wyatt.
Nope.
No sign of Undertaker.
Nope.
And later on, you get Sting on the WWE Network, if you want to elaborate on that.
There's a little bit of elaboration with that one. You know, they were talking about his future. You know, he goes, yeah, I know I lost, but it was a dream come true to participate in WrestleMania in front of a capacity crowd, because he's talking about that for like 14 years since the company went out of business. And like Renee Young said it too, what does the future hold for Sting? And he goes, whatever the WWE wants for me. They want a future for me, I'll take it. They don't want a future for me, I'll just run off into the sunset. And the crowd was going, Undertaker, 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 Undertaker. There's been rumored speculations running around in the rumor mill that at AT&T Stadium, the home of The Undertaker, by the way, and the now home of WrestleMania, and the home of, yes, JBL, I had to reiterate that, that you might see Sting versus The Undertaker. It's a far-fetch. It would be a dream match come true if it does happen. They got a year to work it out. Okay, they got a year. They can do a lot in the year. And I want to reiterate one more thing that I read online. The potential class of 2016 for the WWE Hall of Fame. And there's some good names going in there. One of them is Christian. I can see it.
That's cool. Christian deserves it.
Okay. Former heavyweight champion of the world. One of the greatest boxers of all time. Cassius Clay, Muhammad Ali.
Obviously the celebrity wing.
Of course, one of the best ever. If he can make it, because he's got he's got Parkinson's and it's really bad. That's if he can make it. And then, hold on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, too, Vanessa, hold on to your hats, too. The Undertaker is rumored to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame.
It's only right. Dallas. It's only right. It should be his last match and Hall of Fame.
I think that's what's going to happen. And I think
Make it all about Undertaker.
And I think you're going to see Sting's name added to the Hall of Fame too. I really do. I think this is it for him. The guy's 50-something years old.
The angle could be they both retire no matter what.
Exactly. But that's it. And that is Raw.
Hey, you forgot to believe!
Yeah,
when Bo Dallas came out and he told Sting that he has to believe.
Yeah, and where did that end up, Bo Dallas? Yeah, Scorpion Death Drop.
So, good for Bo Dallas for getting the rub with the icon. And like I said about Bray Wyatt and Undertaker earlier, getting the rub from Sting. Sting must have some respect for Bo Dallas to even agree to this segment.
No, he doesn't. He just saw that.
Come on, stop hating on Bo Leave. I have a Bo Leave shirt on right now. And look at the back of my shirt and tell me that's all you have to do.
Oh, but he just saw that dweeb and he just said, you know what, I'm just going to Scorpion Death Drop your ass in the ring.
And he does look weird with the goatee.
He does. He's like a dweeb.
Just believe.
Believe my dick.
So, that was an epic Raw, epic WrestleMania. Chris, do you have anything else?
Oh, next Monday night, the Jericho podcast.
The Chris Jericho. Why do they always change the name? I hate that.
I don't know.
Is it rights, like legal rights? It must be
legal rights, yeah. And the first guest is the United States champion, Sales Cena. Oh, God.
Talk is Jericho is a better name than the Chris Jericho podcast.
Yeah, and you gotta have Sales Cena.
I'm into it. I want to see it.
And I want to talk quickly
because it's going to be a real conversation.
Yeah, real conversation.
And I think John Cena in real life, not character, John Cena
is an asshole.
Is a cool dude.
No, he's not.
And you're gonna see next week on the WWE
and
Network.
Just to quickly reiterate, did you see the way Sheamus' hairstyle looked?
Sheamus,
like a fucking rooster.
Sheamus looked ridiculous.
What do we have the red? What a Terry Taylor morph with Sheamus?
You just sounded like a rooster right now. Cuckoo-de-coo.
Yeah, I know. Well, what do we have? Terry Taylor morphing with a futuristic rooster? What do we have? Robot Chicken?
A lot of people said Triple H's entrance looked like Robot Chicken.
Yeah.
The Robot Chicken.
Yeah. But anyway, that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes Raw is Brock.
And don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share. This is Mr. Caldero. And this is the future Chris Corey. And you will get him in the next week in the segment I like to call Triple C's, Chris Corey's Corner. Stay tuned for that. And as a wise man once said, keep it real and keep it raw.
Or get F5'd.
By the way, Brock Lesnar is a babyface. Get used to it. See you next week.
Bitches.
Brothers. Beat. I'ma take the lead. I'ma roll the trees. Fandango. Dancing on the beat. I'ma take the lead. I'ma roll the trees.
Fantastica. Melly on the beat. Thumping on your heads, my flow is your fucking defeat. Feeling that rhythm, must be the family treats. Puerto Rico salsa. Stepping 1, 2, 3, my show is starting now. Why don't you take a seat? I'm dancing on the beat. Hot baby, you already know I got that heat. You move quickly, should've seen it coming. Left your ass in last place. I'll take the gold, hold my win. My shine will never end. This is when my tongue begins. That tree with broken branches is what always kept me dancing.